3, 2, 1, go!
This minor Chapter 4 detail fully explains the death of Catnap. In Chapter 4, when Poppy begins to tell her plan in Safe Haven, she starts to talk about the red smoke. She mentions the fact that it's an accelerant. High pressure and a little spark is all it needs to ignite. Now that we know this, it makes sense to see Catnap bursting into flames in Chapter 3, as it was right after some red smoke came from his mouth. The little spark was definitely substituted with our overcharged green grab pack hand, and the high pressure was likely just the red smoke sitting in Catnap's body. But that still does not explain why this big colorful idiot ended up getting caught by a chain and randomly set on fire. This felt like a huge SpongeBob moment, bro. That resided in Playcare, but there was one kid that stood out above the rest. When Playtime Co. was still active, Theodore Grambel gained notoriety among the staff for his connection to an imaginary friend who seemed to encourage him to sabotage Playtime Co. And in the Chapter 3 interactable ARG, Theodore's drawing depicted him in purple, sitting on his bed while a skeletal arm emerged from underneath. This drawing strongly suggested that Theodore's imaginary companion was Experiment 1006, also known as the prototype. And after further misbehavior, Theodore Grambel became Experiment 1188, also known as Catnap. There's a lot of mystery around this character, but why does Catnap look 10 times as scary when he catches us? After powering the counselor's office and redirecting its backup generator to Playcare's statue, the player is given the final battery required to power the gas production zone a second time. But as the player makes an attempt to place the battery into a socket, Catnap catches you off guard and forces you to flee through an elevator. And during this moment, the red smoke clouds Catnap's body and he begins to distort, giving him this ghastly white, slender, and skeletal looking appearance. But why does this happen? Well, earlier in the game, we inhale the gas in Home Sweet Home, and we end up hallucinating this nightmarish looking Huggy Wuggy, and this is probably the exact same thing happening right now. Catnap is already creepy with his original appearance, but